Hi cuties, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dana, aka Blondie Knots here on YouTube. And if you're not new here, well, welcome back, my friend. Today we are in for another cozy, chilly little fall crafting vlog. I know we already did one of these on the channel this year, but I just can't get enough. I found some more fun little fall crafts I wanted to do with you guys. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But we're in the car right now because a couple of the crafts, actually I think all of them, we need some fall fabrics for. And funny enough, this little antique mall that I like has a vendor who has an amazing selection of some fabrics. So I've got my fingers crossed we're gonna find some cute fall ones. So that's what we're here to do now. And then we'll go home and we'll get all cozied up and start our little afternoon of crafting. So could you think of a better day of antiquing together, crafting, and just you and me hanging out? I cannot think of a better one. So really excited to get this started with you. Let's head right on in. It's a nice little overcast, kind of rainy day, so we have the perfect stage set for a wonderful day together. Grab your purse. If you forgot yours, I will spot you this time, girl. I'll get you something if you really, really want it, and the next time you get it for me. But let's head on in, see what we can find. I'm going to take my sweater off though, because I feel like it's going to be a lot warmer inside the store than it is in here, and I don't want to get overstimulated while I'm trying to shop. So let's go on in, see what kind of fabric we can find, and maybe do like a little bit of browsing for some other stuff. Okay, let's go. Oh my goodness, will I regret not buying this for $6.20? It's a tea light light. It's obviously dusty, but look how cute. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't regret not getting that. I wanted to show you guys this really beautiful booth really quick. She hand makes all of her stuff, and I love this vest. You can't really see it, but so one of our DIYs today is inspired by this kind of stuff she makes. She had a cute goosefoot in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Look how cute that is. I want to try something like this at home, so we're actually going to do something like that today, but I wanted to show you her stuff because she is so darling. Look, she did a crochet one over here. If we can see it, just the sleeves of a sweater. So cute. I wish she had a card I could show you guys in case she has an Instagram or something. I'll look around really quick and see if I can't find one and show you. But oh, here we go. Daisy said, I wonder if she has one. I don't know. Look how cute though. She does such a good job. Oh my god, that's adorable. Really good craftsmanship. I am very impressed by her work and very inspired usually too. So I always find something in here I want to recreate. Okay, so I'm at the booth that I usually get the fabric at. However, she did do some redesigning in here. It looks like she is getting ready to put out probably Christmas fabrics and stuff, which totally makes sense. But it's kind of slim pickings on the fall. So let me turn you around and kind of show you the only little section that we have to pick from. So here is kind of what mostly we can choose from. I'm liking this, except for this is so much of it. I don't know that I want to buy that much fabric. See if we can find out how much it is and we'll decide. $21. That is just too much fabric and too much for our little projects we're going to be working. We have, this is cute. Let's see this one. Okay, this one's 12. It's better, but it's kind of feeling Christmassy still. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep looking. There might be some other fabric booths around we can check out, but this was kind of the only little section here. So, okay, we will keep persisting on. This I don't really like either, even though it is the right color palette. It's just not really my style. So, all right, let's keep searching. Okay, at the second booth I usually go to, not much luck here. I haven't gone through these, but I think these are all just too much fabric for me personally. I don't think I need all that much. Like, some of these are beautiful, some of these are, but they're just larger sizes of fabric. I think they're like all at least a yard. And then over here, what was I gonna say? Okay, there's also these bundles that she makes, which I really appreciate. I think this is a really cute idea. However, I'm a little picky, so sometimes I don't like all of these in the bundle, and so I don't want to get the whole bundle. This one's okay. Too much blue and like lighter colors. I really liked actually this bundle, but this bundle's $30 and that's just a lot for a cutie little DIY craft at home that I could probably scavenge some fabric up myself. I wish she had more of these squares. I could probably look through some of those. This pink would be cute if we were doing like a Valentine's Day theme. That would be super cute. 15, I hang with that. And then there's like this one for 24, but again, a lot of these fabrics. Okay, most of these are okay. I just don't like this dark one here. That's actually okay, but 24 still feels kind of like a lot. So I think I'm gonna sadly pass on these and try to just use what I have at home. But this is another really great booth. I don't think she sells online. There's not even a name for her booth, so I can't give you guys a name to look her up. In the final hour, we hit the jackpot. She has these little sample sets. Look at all this. $5 for these. So this is like a red sample set. I don't know that I'll get this one anymore because I found some other ones. This one we're definitely getting. This is perfect. Oops. This one's $8, but look at this. Love that. Definitely getting all those colors. I was looking for plaids and stuff. And then this one we'll probably get too. Let's look at this. Yeah, all these browns. We have some herringbone, some more plaid. Like these together, very cute. And then there's this cute animal one that has some pine cones and stuff, but this might be a little bit too loud for what we're gonna do. Oh, that's kind of cute though. Look at all that. And then like, look at this mushroom. So cute. Well, this one's kind of growing on me. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it though. I think I'm gonna leave it and I'm gonna grab these two. So we have $8 and $8. Exactly what I needed to find today. Thank you to the antique gods who are looking out for us today. What a great little idea this is. I'll have to remember this for if we do any kind of Christmas crafts together too. Oh my goodness, look at this crocheted blanket. So beautiful. Look at that flower. I have never seen a flower like that before. Wow. I want to try to get a little bit closer here. That is so beautiful. Let's play guess that price. I hope to see at least 40, but I'm sure it'll be like 20. Let's see. 48. I mean, better than nothing. Still, obviously nowhere close, but wow. Stunning Halloween crocheted blanket. Okay, a very successful little bob around the antique mall. I got all my goods. So I have a couple more things I got to do before I go home and we can actually get to crafting and having a good time together. So I will catch you guys at home and then we'll get into our cute little crafts. I'm so excited about that fabric. And it's funny because the girl checking me out at the counter was like, these samples are so perfect for fall projects. And I said, that's what we're doing, babe. So we're all on the same page. Happy I found them. I hope she does those more often, like I said. But anyways, okay, I'll catch you at home and we'll go over everything and start talking about the crafts we're gonna do today. Okay, let's get into the projects we're actually working on today because I don't even think I told you what the heck we're making, but the first one is inspired, like I said, by that little sweatshirt we saw at the antique mall, and we are gonna be on the sewing machine today. I know, I'm a little scared, but I think it's gonna be okay. So the first one we are going to be making is this really cutie little acorn sweater. I saw this and immediately was like, I could probably do that, maybe, we'll see. But I was so intrigued by it. It looked easy enough where I could try it and it won't take all day to do. So I really wanted to do this. For some reason, I thought this acorn only had 2 acorns and I was gonna say we're gonna do 3, but this one has 3 anyway. So we're gonna try to base it off this model as much as possible. And the other thing I'm gonna wanna change now looking at it is this acorn has all the same acorns and then their little shell caps are also all the same. But what if we did every single one different? Would that be too crazy? I don't know. I kind of want to do them all differently. I think that would be really, really a cute little touch. So let's try for that because I want it to look patchworky. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to do them all different. Hopefully that'll look cute and not chaotic. And I grabbed this gorgeous little brown sweater off of Amazon Prime Day. I got it in an XL so it would be like nice and oversized and cozy, and it's exactly what I wanted. So this was on Prime Day for like $5. So right now this has been a very inexpensive craft. So if you want to try this out yourself, would highly recommend. I'll link the sweatshirt I got anyways, just in case you also need a blank canvas to work off of. I think this should be
pretty attainable for us to do in a very small amount of time, but we'll see. You never know how a DIY is gonna go. Wow guys, welcome to a corner of the office we almost never frequent. I never sit here for videos. So funny, when I set you up, I'm like, oh, new angle unlocked. But while I was setting you up, I thought, wouldn't it be so cute if we did all the bottoms of the acorns in like 3 different shades of the orange here, and then we did all the tops in 3 different shades of the brown. I think that would be a really cute way to keep it like cohesive enough where it looks like it goes together, but not totally crazy and overwhelming. Let me trace out some acorns. I don't know if I know how to draw an acorn, but we'll see. And then we'll get to cutting and start sewing immediately, I guess. So, okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so we got the stencils all in. It took me a couple tries on some of them, I'm not gonna lie, but I think they look really cute now. I like where they're positioned, and to be honest with you, right now I am heating up the hot glue gun because I am not trying to be anyone who I'm not. I'm not a good seamstress, so I'm gonna put a dab of hot glue to connect the top and bottom together so that they get sewn at the point in which I want them to be, and I just will avoid that little connection area where I'm going to go over with my sewing machine. And then I'm going to place another small, tiny teensy little drop of hot glue and glue them to the shirt in the about position I want them, because I like where I have them now. I would hate for them to get shift over and look wonky. So I'm gonna do that. Don't tell anyone. I think this will be a good little hack. I've never done this before, so I'll let you know if it's worth it or not to do it, and if you can see it on the back or feel it or whatever, the hot glue that is. And yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna put the tiniest amount though, so I really don't think it's gonna make a difference. I think it's just gonna help me have some kind of a placement, because I can't put my little sewing clips on because it's like in the middle of the shirt, if you know what I mean, or it's like up here, I mean. And also I don't really like sewing with my pins in, so this is what we're gonna do, okay? All right, I think my hot glue gun is heated up, so let me go check. I'm gonna dab those little dots and then we'll get to the machine and see what actually happens. I did also change my thread out, so we have a nice off-white. It's almost kind of cream, dare I say, beige. I didn't want like super starch white, but I felt like this would be a really nice touch, so we'll see what happens. So I fear this could be a DI don't for me. The sewing machine and me and these little tight turns and curves, it's a little much, okay? So this is what I have so far. I think I'm gonna pick this all out though, because it actually looks terrible. I'm not gonna lie, like this is not what I was going for. So I'm starting to think, because I re-looked at the photo, I wonder if they just hand stitched this, and I'm kind of feeling like maybe they did.
They definitely didn't.
Cool. Okay, theirs is really off too though, but mine's like off in not an artsy way, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like mine's off in like it was my first time on the sewing machine type of way. So I don't love that. But now I'm actually afraid to pull these out because I don't want to cut the sweater up. It's kind of sad because I was feeling super confident after my initial line, my first line down the center. I did that and I was like, oh yeah, I'm right back in. I remember how to sew. This is so easy. And then the first turn came and I went, well, maybe not. Maybe I take that back. This is gonna be so hard to pick out, and then I'm gonna have to replace it, and I hot glued it down to the thing, guys. I think what I'm gonna do, because the sun has completely set I thought we had a little more sun, but then I forget that, you know, times are changing and it's fall now, so it's getting darker earlier. But I'm going to meticulously try to pull all these threads out. I probably restarted this like 3 or 4 times, so I picked up new spots every single time, which I also think was a problem. I need to do like one fluid go, I think. So I'm gonna try to get this out without poking the sweater and breaking it open, because I really don't want to do that. And then maybe we'll reevaluate this tomorrow. I'll kind of think maybe we need to rain check this and come back and revisit it when we have a clear mind, because to be completely honest with you, I've actually been up since 4:15 this morning, and I went to bed at like 1 a.m. I think. I just didn't get much sleep last night. So maybe once we have a good night's rest, we can come back, revisit this, and then I'll finally tell you the other craft we're doing. So, okay, let's give this a go tomorrow with a fresh, open mind, and we'll either hand stitch it or try the machine again. I'm not sure. I also wanted to show you this because I wanted to show you it's totally fine if it doesn't go the right way. We will make this work, and we're still having fun. We're learning something. We're gonna make it work, and it's gonna be super cute in the end. It's just the road to get there is a little bit different than we expected, and that's okay. That's part of doing fun little crafts. They don't always go the way that we want them to or anticipate they will. So that's totally okay. We're gonna get this tomorrow morning. I can feel it. So I'll see you first thing in the morning. We're back and we are ready to tackle this acorn project. So I got caught back up to where we were yesterday before we had to pull everything out. So I do have a third acorn back. I was able to kind of salvage the stencil a little bit, so it's about the same exact size, and I think I'm happy with it. Now what I did before I got with you today is I did try just hand stitching the acorn on that we originally had to take off because I messed it up on the sewing machine, and we're gonna stay kind of far away from our sewing machine today, okay? So I just got out my little thread and needle and I just hand stitched this. I tried to use some techniques that I see my girlies that I watch sewing. I watch a lot of sewing videos, so the fact I'm not better at it is kind of weird, but it's kind of a craft. I like to watch them do it, and then I'll do this, and that way I don't need to put all my time into all these crafts, so they do it for me. But anyways, all that to say, I think this is called like a back stitch or something, but it's where you do this really cute stitching method, and I did it on this first acorn so you can see what I'm talking about, but I think this is what we're gonna go for. So this is how it came out. I kind of meant to do it a little bit messy because I thought that that would be really cute, and you know what? I think this is the perfect amount of messy and offset. I'm gonna try to backstitch, or whatever this stitch technique is called, the rest of these acorns onto the shirt, and then this craft will be done. We can finally move on to our last one, but I really am happy with the way this came out. As you can see, the edges are fraying where we did cut it and just have the raw fabric, but I am so curious to see if once they catch up to the stitch line, if they'll stop or if they're going to continue, because I just hand stitched this. But I will keep you updated on that. So I'll wear this a couple times and then I'll let you know what happens. Will I put it through the wash? I don't know, I'm a little bit scared, but I will definitely at least wear it and see what happens, because this is just all the fraying here was just from me hand stitching it, which is kind of crazy. I will tell you, there is something a little bit relaxing about doing the hand stitch method on this. I have never stitched like this before where it looks this nice. The only stitching I have ever done is like very practical stitching, so just stuff to make sure like the seam of my pants doesn't rebust or something like that. And the only project in recent years I have really sewn, I can say, is last Halloween, or 2 Halloweens ago. I think it might have been 2 now even. My husband was Thor at work for Halloween, so I did actually sew his cape. And was it good? No. But did it work? Yes, and it didn't fall apart. So that's really kind of the extent of my craft when it comes to sewing, and I'm okay with that. You know, I don't need to be the best seamstress in town, but I would like to be able to do little projects like this. So if this holds up, this would be a fun thing for us to do again for Christmas with a different design. Like I'd love to do maybe like a wreath or something, or I'm seeing a lot of sweaters pop up right now that are saying like Merry or Joy or Noel across the front in like really big patchwork letters from like Altered State and stuff. That could be really fun for us to do. So I don't know, we'll see. But let's take it one step at a time. Let's do the hand stitching on this first. We'll catch back up and then we'll finally get into our last and final fall craft of the season, which is so crazy to say because now by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be Halloween here like before we know it, and it feels a little weird doing fall crafts because I actually have some Christmas pillow covers coming today. Actually, they're getting delivered from Amazon because they had like a good deal. I had to pick them up now. But yeah, the seasons the last couple of years feel so rushed. Like when I go to the store now, there is no fall stuff out anymore. It's all Christmas, which is a little bit too soon for me, but anyways, okay. Enough about that. Let's start hand stitching and I'll meet you back here in just a second when we have our final product. I'm so excited to see it on and what it looks like. Hopefully it's centered because we did not try it on after we glue dotted these down, so we'll see. Wait, you have to do this. Unfortunately, you must try this because this is so stinking cute and so fun. And if we would have just hand stitched it the first time, it would have been so easy. This is like a 5-minute craft, literally. Well, more than that, because hand stitching does take a little bit of time, but this is so fun and I am so happy to have this. Also, I am definitely wearing this all the way till after Thanksgiving because I feel like it's so appropriate for the season, and I am definitely, I think, gonna order this in another color and then we'll do a Christmas version of some sort. I don't know what we'll do, but this is so darling and I'm actually okay now with the different color acorns. At first, I was starting to think like maybe we did too much, but I actually think like all put together and actually on, because it's such a little amount of detail, I think it's just so cute. The only thing I'm kind of considering is like, should we blanket stitch the collar? I kind of messed around with it a little bit, but I don't know if the collar is too thick for a blanket stitch. Like I was gonna do it on the sleeves too, but the sleeves are definitely too thick to do that. But would the collar be cute if we blanket stitched it? Or would it be weird if we only had the collar done? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, but this was so fun and so inexpensive, especially if you have a lot of scrap fabric around your house. I'm gonna tell you one other little unconventional thing I did, since you and I are friends and I'm sure you won't judge me for this, but you know what? Around these edges, like especially, I was working on this last one, so I made the stitches like I think a lot more closer together than like say this one over here, and this started fraying really badly. Like you can see right here, it's right at the stitch line, and I don't really know how much I trust my stitches to not keep it from fraying. So do you know what I did? I grabbed just a little bit of super glue, I put it on a toothpick, and I went over all the edges around the entire acorn on all the acorns, so now they're like nice and stiff and they won't fray anymore. So cheated the system, and they're like frayed a little bit, so it's really cute and it looks intentional, and I think that's a really good hack if you're not a seamstress such as myself. But you just have to be careful you don't hit the actual sweatshirt, because it will stay on the sweatshirt forever. It will not come out. But that was just, I think, such a good little idea. So yeah, now these are just stuck into place, like they're not going to fray anymore. So if my stitching wasn't perfect, it's not going to start unraveling the acorn and then my sweatshirt's ruined, especially since we glue dotted them down. So, and they actually are centered as well, which is just so stinking cute. I cannot wait to do this for Christmas. So let me know if you give this a shot. It was so worth it and so fun, and you could do any design. You could do a little cute little squirrel, you know, whatever. Anyways, let's move to the couch because we're gonna get into our last craft, which I can finally explain to you now. I just didn't want to be yapping forever. So let's talk about our last one because this is a Halloween related craft. So, you know, it'll only be up for a couple days, but that's fine. We'll put it back up next year again. So, okay, let's get to it. So for our last craft, I don't have my phone in front of me, but I will insert the TikTok that I saw. When I saw this, I was like, this is so cute and I need to do this, because I'm not really a Halloween decorator per se, but I do love decorating for fall, and I think in these colors this is so cute that you could have like all fall season up and also double as a Halloween decoration. So I thought this was such a great idea, and this really heavily reminded me of being in elementary school and doing the Kleenex ghost, where you just basically wad a piece of Kleenex in another Kleenex and you hang it like a ghost, and that was so cute and so fun. So that really reminded me of this. this, but that was the original reason we ever even went to the antique mall, was to find fabrics for that. So I did go ahead and just pre-cut 8 squares of fabric. I'm just gonna make my ghost garland 8 squares long. I think that'll be plenty long enough for me, because I think I'll hang it in the craft room right here or something. And then next year, who knows where we'll put it, but we'll worry about that then. So anyway, I did cut out my 8 squares already. They are pre-cut and ready for us to go. This should take like 8 seconds to do, but my plan for the pattern is I'm going to do a brown, and then I'm going to do an orange, and then I'm gonna do another brown, and that'll be 3. Oh, excuse me, this is actually 7 ghosts long because I have a plan. So I have brown, orange, brown, and then I have one that's gonna be like kind of a white ghost right in the middle. I thought that would be really cute. And then on the other side, we will do orange, brown, orange. So we'll have a cute little pattern, very adorable pattern there, and it'll be in some nice fall colors. And then I did grab some black felt because we are going to cut out his little eyeballs with the felt. I did originally actually go to Michael's and I was gonna buy like the little itty bitty giant pack of buttons you can buy that are black, but 2 things wrong with that. One, they looked a little bit too big and they were very, very shiny. And I was kind of afraid they might look like very Coraline, and that's kind of not the look I'm going for with this. But if that's kind of the vibe you'd want to go for and you want like more of a spooky ghost, I would highly recommend just going to Michael's and getting a bag of buttons. I think they're like $2.99. They're super inexpensive and you can make a whole lot of ghosts with that, and it'd be a lot less work than cutting out the eyeballs from some felt. So I grabbed 2 pieces of felt, which was way too much felt, but you know, you never know. And then we'll just string them with some of my jute yarn here, but you can use, of course, any yarn you like. And to secure the ghost, I have hair elastics we're going to use, but also we're gonna stuff them with cotton balls because this is actually cheaper than if I stuffed it with polyfill. So I wanted to go the most inexpensive route possible. So I just got super jumbo cotton balls, but I did do a little bit of mapping out slightly while I was cutting out my fabric to make sure my squares were gonna be large enough. And one little cotton ball is way too small for the ghost head. I thought that was like a little ridiculous. It'll be hard to put, you know, eyeballs on this guy. So I kind of decided that 3 cotton balls per ghost head were actually going to be the best way to do it. So all I'm gonna do, just like in the video, actually I'm gonna pull these apart a little bit. I didn't even think about doing that. So that could be kind of fun. Ooh, now it might be too many cotton balls. Okay, here's our little snowball looking ball here. Put it in the middle. I feel like that's a really good size ghost head. So then I'm just gonna take my clear elastic. I just thought about this the other day while I was at Target. I was like, I should just use elastics instead of trying to, you know, string them. And these are just clear ones. I didn't want to tie a bunch of string around them since I'm gonna be tying them anyway. And pull this out a little bit. There's our little fabric ghost. That is so cute. And then we'll just hot glue some eyeballs on. Love that. And then we will go ahead, take our darning needle, string it through and make the garland. So let me make all the little ghosties. I'll come right back with you when we are gluing on the eyes and we'll get our garland ready to go. This is actually like a 5-minute craft and like a $5 craft too, depending on if you have the scrap fabric again. But okay, let's make some ghosts. This is so fun. guys, it is quite a few hours later. We actually have some home renovation stuff going on downstairs, so I had to wait until they left to film this because this is what my house sounded like for the entire afternoon. And obviously that makes it a little bit challenging to film and chat with you guys, but I really just wanted to come on to say thank you so much for watching today. I would love to know what your favorite craft we did today was, or if you just enjoyed antiquing with me. I love taking you to the antique mall, and I love doing these silly little crafts with you that are aside from our regular knit and crochet content. It's really fun to kind of relax, decompress, and do something that's crafty without it being a super long-term project. So I had so much fun, and I really hope you enjoyed it too. I think my favorite is the sweatshirt just because I think I'm going to get so much wear out of it. So that was really great. And yeah, I really needed this little pick-me-up, fun, cozy crafting video. It's been a rough week over here, so I am very appreciative to have got to spend this time with you. I hope you had a lot of fun watching it too. I know this was a little bit more of a random video to upload on a random upload day for me, but I still will be seeing you on Monday for a new video, so don't worry. If you are new here and you feel like sticking around, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I post new videos every Monday, occasionally on Thursdays, or I guess whatever day I end up posting this on, and they're always crochet, knit, craft related, and we have a lot of fun over here, so I'd love for you to join if you want to. Make sure you give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for letting me take up a little bit of your time here on the internet today. I will be seeing you very soon in the next one. Bye!